Around noon today, I had some scrambled eggs that my mom made. With my first cup of plain coffee. Which my mom also made. I had those eggs and that cup of plain coffee. Before me and my mom left so she could drive me to the Wegmans I work at. I had a shift there. Roughly from 1:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. I recall it was roughly 1 p.m. When we left. During my shift, I primarily restocked hard items. I restocked that section. And the hard items section is primarily our various potato and onion products. That the produce section of the supermarket offers. In between restocking the banana section a few times. Whenever I decided that the banana section could use a restock. Due to there being significant large gaps between bananas, and I would then fill in the gaps. I recall reloading the banana runner 2 times. One time relatively early on in my shift, and the second time pretty much at the very end of it. Right before I took my one and only 15-minute break at 6:30 p.m. During which I had with a 16-ounce bottle of Upstate Farms branded whole milk, a typical Wegmans pre-made sushi combo pack. During my shift, throughout it, I occasionally offered assistance to passing customers, though of the few times today that I assisted a passing customer, they got my attention, not the other way around. And usually it was just to help look for a specific product they were looking for within the produce department. Either that they initially couldn't find, and I would either look for it on the floor or in the back within the produce holding area. Sometimes I was able to find the item they were looking for, either by myself or asking a coworker that happened to be there if they knew if we had that product or not. But other times, the item wouldn't be found, and I, in those cases, told the customer, sorry, we don't have it, and essentially, maybe we'll have it later. Pretty much right after I ended my shift, my mom picked me up and she drove me to an event celebrating the total solar eclipse on April 8th, but this event was at a town about 35 minutes from where we were. And this event was today. We were there roughly from 7:45 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. roughly. It was a pretty good event. There were a couple of food trucks out. at the time from one. I got poutine with some pot roast. I think it's cooked beef. Then later on from one of the food stall tents, not a food truck, of which I think there were about 3 of those. One that sold kettle corn, and one that sold fried dough, which is the one I had food from. I had some fried dough later on. And then the third one essentially sold burgers and hot dogs. Though that one had packed up, and so had the food truck where I got the pot roast poutine. By the time me and my mom left, around 9:30 p.m. There was also a free photo booth, which me and my mom took advantage of after I happened to spot it again. And this was under the main white tent. And this was under the main tent, or at least one of the main tents, which were in color were all white, both on its interior and exterior. And they were really big tents. In the tent me and my mom went into, there was a live band performing covers very well. I think that live band had a DJ attached to it. It made for a pretty good time. And I recall roughly the second time we went in that main tent. Me and my mom got these stamps. While alcoholic beverages, I think if I recall, primarily beer was provided in one of the 2 main tents, of which me and my mom only went in the one where the live band and DJ were. Me and my mom didn't buy any alcoholic beverages, though we bought a few t-shirts commemorating the upcoming total solar eclipse. Though I recall during the first hours of today sipping at a couple apple pie moonshine minis, each of which being 50 milliliters, or probably 1 fluid ounce at most, probably less than that. I recall the liquid measurement being just in milliliters. I don't recall seeing a fluid ounce measurement on those 2 individual apple pie moonshine minis. And then I fell asleep for today. And I recall waking up sometime during the mid-morning hours. Maybe leaning towards the early end of the mid-morning hours. In the hours between me getting up for today and being driven to the Wegmans I work at, I made some efforts on starting the salty bread vlog. The vlog for that eatery, which is essentially a cafe-style place that sells pizza and pastries. I'm not sure if it can really be called a cafe, hence why I called it cafe style, as it doesn't sell coffee beverages. But that's my recollection of that place currently. I've copied and pasted the raw video files from my phone to my laptop by using my phone charger after taking the adapter end off, so I could essentially use my phone charger as a tether. But other than that, I haven't really gotten to work on editing and uploading the salty bread vlog to my YouTube channel. But I plan on doing that tomorrow.